Coping from an alarming pandemic. Reverberations from a citizen's death in police custody more than 1,000 miles away. Threats to health and safety from a 30-year winter storm. It's been a year of upheaval for even the most placid of Texas towns, and not least for the men and women who have sworn to serve and protect them. Spotlight Forney explored these issues in a recent on-camera interview with Forney Police Chief Lunt and others inside and outside the department. What we heard were illuminating stories about the challenges and rewards of community policing during an extraordinary year in the life of this North Texas town.
And I will say that because it was during the time of the George Floyd brutal killing. So that was back in May of 2020. My traffic violation, the stop was June 2020. Right. So, very close to that time frame. So as you can imagine, emotions were still going. So when I got stopped in the car by myself as a single African-American woman, immediately I just started having these thoughts of, oh my gosh, one, why am I being stopped? And two, I thought, oh my gosh, am I going to make it out of this?
So you've been here since October of 19, correct?
Yes, sir.
You came with certain ideas about leadership.
Servant leadership is really the process of you can be the boss, but you really work for so many people. I like to think, I have one person that I directly report to in terms of a supervisor-subordinate relationship, but I have 25,000 bosses. They're all the citizens of Forney. Right. I have about 50 bosses here in the police department and the animal control department. In a typical organizational structure, they work for me, but I work for them. The more resources, training, and support that I can provide them, the better they can do their jobs. So that's just kind of a fundamental philosophy of how I look at servant leadership.
I think working for the Forney Police Department and under Chief Lunt, it's really opened my eyes to what this police department can do and what we're about. We're a big family here and we want to work side by side with the community to make this a better place.
It's important for people to see your face and to know you, and so it kind of gives them that connection that most people didn't have. I didn't have that as a kid. You said police, my first thing is a vest and a shirt, a black shirt.
Right.
There's no face connected to it, so it's definitely important for me to, for them to see my face with that.
For them to see you as a person.
Community policing, historically at police departments, when it's adopted, it really is supposed to be adopted as a comprehensive philosophy that goes across the patrol division, it goes into criminal investigations, it goes into public outreach programs and things like that. What a lot of departments have done that they tell you in the literature is a mistake is they establish like a community policing unit, which is a small group of people that are supposed to do all the feel-good community policing stuff. And that just doesn't work because it makes it their responsibility and not everyone's responsibility to build those relationships.
Chief Lunt strives for us to have excellence in the community. He wants us to be out there. He wants us to be talking to the people. He wants, if there's someone out there that we can help and we have the resources, he wants us to find them.
I think that Chief Lunt is a man of integrity and character. I think he's an asset to Forney. I don't have very many interactions with police personally outside of my family, but I will say—
that can be seen as a positive.
Yeah, but I will say that if I were to have confidence in a police officer, it would be him. Like, I don't see him as being someone who's not approachable, someone who's being an agitator or an instigator. Like, he's one of the good guys, in my opinion.
While I was sitting in my car stressing out and, having all these thoughts go through my head of how this situation was going to turn out, the officer completely stayed calm treated me with respect, you know, and for me, I grew up in the house with a police officer. So my dad's a retired police officer. So I knew from him, just, you know, growing up in the house with him, how he treated his employees and the community and how they respected him. And so when this officer approached me and, you know, told me good morning and, you know, was just kind and, you know, just explained to me why he stopped me and, you know, ended the conversation with God bless you and just was so kind. I knew then, okay, this officer has had training, and good leadership starts from the top and trickles down.
Do you see the future is bright? Are you leading the department into a brighter future, do you think?
You know, one of the responsibilities that they tell you as a new chief is that you have got to get your folks to believe that the best day is yet to come. And I take that responsibility very, very heavily. Since I have been here, I've had the pleasure of working with other department directors, city management, and elected leaders in making a number of changes that try to reflect the value of our human capital. In my view, this city, this police department, we have two major investments. The first one is our human capital. It's our greatest resource. And so having the ability to recruit, retain, and develop our personnel is very, very important. The second thing that we have to safeguard and continuously work on is the public trust. And I think that members of our police department and animal control department are doing a phenomenal job of safeguarding the public trust that we are so gracious has been extended to us by our citizens. And that's certainly what we're going to continue doing.
It's really nice to have the connection there and to see what they're doing in the community. They post different things that they're doing and events and stuff. So it's really great. So I just love that they are a part of our community and want to see us be better.